What's up everybody? If you like my vlogs, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe. So often in my area when I was growing up, well not growing up, about 10 years ago, people would say, have you played bridges? It was an assessment of skills. It was viewed as the hardest test of golf. And even to this day, I think it might be the hardest Bay Area golf course. But that being said, if you don't feel like you're the caliber of playing the hardest golf course, it's still approachable, and they've made strides to actually make the course more and more fair. What makes this Johnny Miller design unique is it penalizes bad shots, and it makes people have to think. There's holes where you should probably take driver out of your hand off the tee in order to give yourself a better approach shot. For some golfers, that concept is kind of foreign because you may or may not be able to hit a driver to the extent where you'd ever think about, oh, maybe a 6-iron or a 2-iron or a 5-iron is a better approach. So it forces people to think about that. It also forces people to think about, if the ball is above the hole, how fast the ball will be coming down, because this course, the difference between a downhill putt and an uphill putt is tremendous. I would say you need at least 15 to 20 balls playing this course, because I think it's impossible to play this course without losing a golf ball. And I would not even focus on your score if this is the first time you've ever played it. It is a challenging course. The only reason I feel like I can do moderately well with it is I've been playing this course for like 10 years and I've just gotten used to it. And it's also, growing up, if you play the course and you kind of get used to the course and everyone says it's a tough course, you kind of take pride in being able to play the course. So like, as you get more and more comfortable with it, you kind of become ingrained in playing it. But Bridges is an excellent course, and it's one of the best courses in the Bay Area in general. Excited to do this official vlog of Bridges, the front 9. If you look over that hill, that's where you got to kind of go. Otherwise, you're out of bounds. This is the hardest course in the Bay Area that's public, according to the slope. Pulled my shot over the hill, hit it down here, just barely stayed up, and then you hit into this dangerous, cavernous hole with basically every hazard known to man. You just got to fly it onto that green. You miss to the right, you lose your ball. You miss to the right and hit a good shot, you're in that sand. I put it on the green. Can I start off my round any better than with a birdie? I'm really looking over this thing, and it just runs by. But see, this is Bridges. Now I've got this testy 4 or 5 footer coming back, but at least it's up the hill. And I remember making this putt. So I just stood over it, tried to keep the putter on the train tracks, and drilled it. Par on the first. Now, after you face that first hole, you've got about a 410, 420 yard, some odd yard hole, long par 4. So this is a long par 4. Anything to the right is out of bounds. Anything to the left could possibly be out of bounds. You really want to keep it in the fairway. I really smoked that drive. Gave myself an ample opportunity to get on the green. Pulled this shot, and it ran off the slope in this position, which was wild. It kind of like bounced around off that upslope. If you've ever seen this hole, I didn't depict it that well, but it kind of ran along the sides and ended up there. I'd take it, got my par, so 2 pars, pretty juiced. This is a dogleg right with a bunch of junk all along the right hand side. Pulled my tee shot, didn't hit it very well, but I'm still in play. So I got this approach shot into the green, hit a great shot in. A little scary when you see a fade or a right ball flight at this course, because you might not be seeing your ball, but it stayed up. And then I had this putt for birdie, which honestly is pretty darn crazy at this course because it's pretty hard. Got that remaining for par. People have been clowning your boy for not finishing him out, so I figure the hardest course in the Bay Area, I'll finish him out. So that's par. Now this hole, we're going to say I got a bogey because you're not going to see much of it. It's a dogleg left, par 5. But there were some really slow people in front of me playing a money match. So I hit a decent drive. I was out there. And this is the hole because these guys were playing like basically like USGA rules, and you go into that green and that's your hole, but I just wanted to get around them because they were playing really, really slow. Go through this tunnel, and I think they might have gotten back at me because I lost my Spyglass hybrid head cover there. Next hole is a par 3 that I've always hated this hole. This hole has always been tough for me, and I didn't strike that at all well. And then on the right hand side there's this super slope and the green just goes straight downhill. I hit a good lofted chip, but it wasn't good enough. It didn't hold on the green, and then that chip was too strong, and now we're looking bogey in the eyes, and we got a double. And that is how Bridges plays. Hole 6, one of my favorites. This is something that a lot of people don't like. You have to go over that far left-hand side right there in the corner, because if you don't, your ball can go out of bounds at any moment if you go to the right. So I just pulled it, but as long as it's in play at Bridges, that is okay. So Marshall's going by me. We're going into this green. And once again, your boy hit a great iron strike. I was striking my irons well, took a nice little piece of turf with it. And that is what I have left for birdie, which is not bad. Wind straight downhill. And, you know, I'm not mad at this effort. I'm not mad at that at all. To have finished that knock in for par. So tricky short par 4 that gets a lot of people, and then you're followed up with another tricky par 4. So it's back-to-back tricky par 4s with lots of hazards, just a low flighted ball, and kind of went against my best interests on these holes, because if I had elevated the ball it would have gone further, but that barely stayed in play, so that was fine. If you look up there, there's about as many sand traps as there are a beach in the world, and I just advanced this one, got it up there pretty good. You can see kind of the slope and the typography and the hazards on this hole, and this is where I went straight to the heart of the green. Some really ugly side spin on that ball. If I had probably hit that better, that probably could have gone, but my putting's not that good. And par. One of the coolest holes on the course, the par 5 8th hole. You get to the top of the property and then you hit a monster drive like that. Boom! That was probably my best drive of the day. And then you can just see it from the scenic vista looking down. So it's just a great, great golf hole. Had this approach in, and a pro tip, play to your left. So play everything to your left, because everything to your right is basically death on this hole, and your optics are wrong. It's actually way tighter on the right. Like, your view from the fairway is not actually accurate. And see, like, I pulled that and it just barely stayed in. So now my third shot, I got an approachable shot and I just flew it. The wind was in my face, in between clubs, and I just didn't have that distance control I needed. Just one club wrong. Just hard course. And then look at how fast these greens are. Man, those are just fast greens. But we'll take a par at Bridges. 9th hole. This is another really, really hard hole. Pick your hazards. Pick what you want to hit into, you know. Straight shot. I'd never hit a straight shot like that on this hole before. Just a nice straight drive. Middle of the fairway. Going straight at the pin. Little dirt. In. Elected to take my putter. And that's a new decision. I used to always chip these shots, but now I'm starting to putt more. I have more confidence with my putter. And I just gave this a little roll down there. And then this was for my par to finish out a really, really good front nine on this very hard course. Hey everyone, it's Lukie here. And if you liked this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Smash that like button. be sure to leave a comment and share it with your friends so more people can see these informative videos that I'm trying to put out.